Okay, in this video, we are going to discuss the last challenge available in the Layout Foundation app. And this is a layout a rectangle or a square. So essentially, it kind of is like the corner, but instead of laying out just a 90-degree corner, the student is expected to lay out a rectangle that is, it's got 90-degree corners in it, that is a certain size. So let's see what that looks like from the authoring perspective. So we're going to add in another Layout Foundation slide. And this time our challenge is going to be rectangle. And so now what you see as a user is I can adjust the size that I'm wanting the student to do. So let's do a 6 foot by 6 foot rectangle, nice and square. And again, as an author, you can set up the scene to make this challenge starting with an empty field like this, or maybe you want to help them along and rough it out and then just have them correct it. So let's do that. Let's have them correct it. So what I'm going to do as an author, this might take me a minute, but okay, so I know this rectangle needs to be 6 feet by 6 feet. You want to put your batter boards about a foot on either side, on all sides of your rectangle. So that means our batter boards need to be about 8 feet apart. So let's go ahead and set that up for the student just to kind of get that going for them. So we're going to throw a batter board in here and a batter board in here like this, kind of adjust them. Then we'll grab a tape measure. We'll come off this way. And while we're here, we'll come off this way. And we know we want this to be around 8 feet away. So, okay, that's 10 feet. There's 9 feet. This is 8 feet. This will give us a nice spacing for the batter board. So let's throw another one in right there. Drag that up to there. And we're going to throw one in over here at 8 feet. Where is that at? Right here's 8 feet. So rotate that around. That gives us a good rough area. Okay, then we can kind of zoom in. Let's go ahead and delete these tape measures, not the batter board. And let's throw in the other two, the rest of them. So we'll add in batter boards. We're going to put one here like that, one here like that, and one, let's finish out this corner here and one here. So as an author, I could stop right here. I could just say something like, all right, add the strings, do it. But let's go ahead and add the strings in. Let's make this a little easier on the student. So we're going to throw one in here. Just going to rough them in just like you would in the real world. All right, there and there. All right, now slide text. We're going to say to the student, adjust the strings so that a square, a 6 foot square is laid out. I don't know, not the greatest wording, but we're going to go with it. All right, I'm going to save that. Save the activity. Actually, let's get a better view. Let me edit that. So I'm going to change my view a little bit. Let's give this a nice view. There, that's nice. So we're going to save that. Go back to our activity, save our activity. Oh, let's rename this to something nice. Let's rename this slide 6 foot square. All right, let's submit it. Okay, we're going to save this activity, and then let's go see what this looks like from a user's perspective. So I'm going to go back to consumption. All right, so the usual things, I won't drive, well, let's see it. So we got our text intro. Great. We do our first, nothing, no challenge in this slide. We'll move on. Here's our 92. Great. Move on. We'll submit this, get a bad score. Tries are not getting reset. That's because I need to work on that. Move on. We have to add 2 strings. So let's do that. There and there. Submit that. Ooh, terrible job. All right. Now we're to our new challenge. Adjust the strings so that a 6 foot square is laid out. Okay, so let's go ahead and just submit it. See what happens. So we're going to submit this thing. And you can see we don't get a great score. We get 10 out of 30 for our score. So let's zoom in and see how this review is working. So essentially what we do is we drop some kind of like rebar stakes down from the corners. And one of the corners is always going to be perfect because that's how we score our layout. You always we got to start from one corner, and so wherever your corner starts from, and the algorithm picks the corner based on what it does. But over here you can see, so corner A is our start corner, and we actually don't get points for corner A because you're always perfect on that. Corner B, though, we get 8 points out of that, and you can see we did a pretty good job. We're actually pretty close to, but we should have been over there in the bullseye of that guy. C, we didn't do nearly as good. We're way out here, kind of getting 2 points. Target's a little funky, but yeah, we're not doing great out there. And then D, we totally missed it. So we can try it again. Let's go into here. I'm not going to take the time to, well, do we want to do this? It actually takes a little bit of tweaking and time to lay out a rectangle. But as an author, we could have spent some more time setting this up. So maybe only one corner was out to make it a little easier. Maybe they only have to adjust one string. We could have done that, but I didn't. But as an author, you can do that. All right. So I'm actually, well, let's go ahead and tweak these strings a little bit. I remember I'm going to cheat a little bit. Remember, this needs to go this way. I think this goes a little bit that way. All right, let's submit that. All right, we got a little better, 14. B is still pretty good. C, we got worse with C. D is bad. Okay, so that's how we would set up a rectangle challenge. Now, as an author, you have some choices. Let's go back to authoring again. Let's go back to here. And, oh, bummer. This is a bug we're dealing with. All right, well, we're going to leave it at that. So as an author, you could adjust the rectangle. It doesn't have to be 7 foot square, 6 foot square, whatever it is. You can make it, 4 by 10. So you can do a rectangle, or you can do a 10 by 10. I forget the actual limits. There's some limits on how big your rectangle could be. But as an author, you have that decision to change your rectangle around. And you also have the choice to set up the scene as thoroughly as you want and just have, maybe they just have to correct one thing. You could even put the tape measures in for them. Or you can set it up as empty as possible, bare field, and they got to start from scratch.